guys, so today we're going to quickly go through some one-step, two-step, and multi-step equations. The first page is all one-step. Let's begin. First thing you're going to do before you do anything else is split your equation down the equal sign and then determine which side of the equal sign has your variable. Well, it happens to be the right side, which is v, and I want to get that v by itself, so I need to get rid of this 8. So in order to get rid of the 8, I'm going to do the inverse operation. So if you look, it's a positive 8. Inverse is minus 8, so that turns into a 0 pair. We're left with a v. 26 minus 8 gives us 18. So our variable is v is equal to 18. Over here, again, split it down the equal sign, do the inverse operation, which is add 7. Get a 0 pair. X is equal to 20. My variable is equal to 20. Split down the equal sign, 10 times n is equal to 40. Again, inverse of times or multiplying is dividing. So we're going to divide each side by 10. That gets us a 1. N is equal to 4, because 40 divided by 10 gives us a 4. Last problem, 16 is equal to k divided by 11. So we're going to multiply each side by 11. Over here, 11 divided by 11, because remember, it's actually 11 over 1. So 11 divided by 11 gets us a 1. K is equal to 11 times 16 is 176. That's our variable. K is 176 and equals 4. If you wanted to check your work real quick, let's go ahead and do that. Let's pick, which one should we pick? Check our work. How about we check all of them. 18, 26 is equal to 8 plus 18. 8 plus 18 gives me 26 is equal to 26. That checks out. Over here, 20 minus 7 is equal to 30. So 20 minus 7, hey, that's 13 is equal to 13. We're good. Over here, 10 times your variable is 4. So 10 times 4 gives me 40. Well, 40 does, in fact, equal 40. Over here, 16 is equal to k, 176 divided by 11. Uh-oh, I got to do that on the calculator. 176 divided by 11. I'm going to guess that's going to be 16. Yep, it is 16. So that checks out, right? Let's go ahead and move on to two-step equations. Again, step 1, split your equation down the equal sign. Step 2, determine which side your variable is on. Well, it's this side. Step 3, remove the term without the variable. My term over here is 2y and 3, a positive 3. So between those two variables, this is my term, or sorry, between those two terms, 3 is the term without the variable. So I'm going to remove that first by doing the inverse. So I'm going to subtract 3 from both sides, and I get 2y is equal to negative 14. Now divide each side by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. We're left with y. Negative 14 divided by 2 is negative 7. Over here, same thing, split your equation. We need to get rid of the term without the variable, so subtract each side by 6. We're left with a 2 is equal to a divided by 3. The opposite is multiply by 3, multiply by 3, because we're looking to get that a by itself. So 3 times 2 is 6 is equal to a. Over here, now we have a two-step equation with fractions. Same exact thing applies though. This is my term with the variable, and this is my term without the variable. So I'm going to remove that term first by adding 3 over 10 to both sides. Hey, I have common denominators already, so we don't need to mess with that. This turns into a 0 pair. I'm left with 2 over 5x is equal to 9 plus 3 is 12 over 10. Now we have 2 over 5x is equal to 12 over 10. Whenever you see a fraction, guys, being multiplied or divided, go ahead and take your reciprocal and multiply when you're moving it to the other side of the equation. That cross reduces to get you ones. 1 times x is simply x. these cross-reduce to get you a 6 and a 1, 2 and a 1, so we're left with 6 over 2 times 1 over 1. Remember, fractions, you multiply straight across. 6 times 1 gives us a 6. 2 times 1 gives us a 2. Our answer is x is equal to 3. When we reduce it, a is equal to 6, and 7, or negative 7, is equal to y. Okay, multi-step equations. Remember our flow chart. We need to follow the flow chart in order to solve our multi-step equation. First thing tells us to use the distributive property, so go ahead and distribute first. Whenever you're distributing, all you're looking for is the number in front of the parentheses, whatever it may be, you're going to distribute it to both of the terms inside of the parentheses, or however many terms you have. So 2 times x gives me a 2x. 2 times 2 gives me a positive 4. Move that minus 5 down. Distribute the 3. 3 times x is 3x. 3 times 1 is 3. Now, step 2, combine like terms. We have these two like terms on the same side of the equal sign. On this step, guys, we're looking for the same side of the equal sign. So 2x minus 1 is equal to 3x plus 3. Now, get variable on one side. We have 2x and 3x. So I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. That gets me a 0 pair. Negative 1 is equal to x plus 3, because that's 3 minus 2 is 1. 1x is simply x. Subtract 3, because now we're on to undo our addition or subtraction. Subtract 3 from both sides, and we're left with x is equal to negative 4. Last example for us, multi-step equation with fractions. So now we don't have distributive property in this one, so we can ignore that, but we don't have anything to combine over here. This is actually example number 11 from our foldable, and then get variable on one side. However, we do have variables on both sides of the equal sign, so we are going to do that. We're going to subtract 1/5 m from both sides, subtract 1/5 m from both sides. That gives me a 0 pair. I'm left with 11 is equal to negative 3/5 m plus 2. Now undo your addition or subtraction. So we're going to subtract 2 from both sides, and we're left with negative 3/5 m is equal to 9. Now we're going to multiply each side by the reciprocal. 5 over negative 3 times 5 over negative 3. And remember, this is not just 9, but it is in fact 9 over 1. And we can cross-reduce. Negative 3 becomes a negative 1, and 9 becomes a positive 3. So these cross-reduce to get you 1s, meaning we're left with an m. And then 3 over 1 times 5 over negative 1. So 3 times 5 gives me a 15. 1 times negative 1 gives me a negative 1, which is negative 15. M is equal to negative 15. And over here, x is equal to negative 4. Good luck.